What's something you should never give to a homeless person? We used to check in on this homeless man occasionally to make sure he was doing okay. One year, while we were chatting, he said, "Hey, I have to give you something." I was excited, thinking maybe he was super artsy and had made us something cool to remember him by. He opened his trench coat and revealed a giant, frozen, uncooked slab of pork. "Someone gave me this fucking slab of meat. What the fuck does he think I'm going to do with this? I'm sick of carrying it around." Don't just drop off food in to-go containers near someone's tent. If you're bringing food, talk to them and give it to them directly. Stacking up perishable food they can't manage or properly dispose of only brings mice to their living situation. One day I received a donation of those kits people put together for homeless individuals, containing items like deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste, hand sanitizer, and wet wipes. While going through them to remove items we couldn't put on the floor, such as medication, they had packets of Tylenol, I found a folded $50 bill. When I unfolded it, it turned out to be one of those Christian pamphlets that say, "Money isn't the cure for everything, only Jesus will get you into heaven," or something similar. So basically, don't give someone who's desperate for money fake money that tells them not to worry about money. I work at a homeless shelter, and you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that comes through donations: lingerie, beat-up clothing and shoes, outdated appliances. If you want to donate, you can always call ahead to see if the shelter is looking for particular items. Seasonal clothing, hygiene items, not half-used shampoo bottles, and new socks and underwear are always good ideas. I used to work for a nonprofit, and we gave out branded tire pressure gauges. I'm not sure why. I thought it was an odd choice. One day, while outreaching, we found out that some of our clients were turning them into things they shouldn't be. Needless to say, we stopped giving those out. Laxatives. This homeless guy who used to live under a nearby bridge was given food that secretly had some sort of laxative in it. Needless to say, he became a lot more wary of free food afterward. I don't think they ever found out who the POS that did it was. I'm really surprised I haven't seen this answer, but anything of noticeably high value, brand name clothing or shoes, expensive backpacks, watches, etc., these items can get them killed or, at the very least, targeted and mugged. It also makes it harder for them to be taken seriously and receive effective aid if they're dressed in expensive clothing. Alternatively, it's often assumed they stole the items, which is a whole other problem: milk-based foods. If a person spends some years without consuming dairy products, they lose their ability to digest lactose. Lactose intolerance increases with age. Gatorade. I was in my 20s, it was 105 degrees, and I had a big pack of cold Gatorade bottles. I thought, hey, I'll drive around and hand these out. Everyone passed because they told me that Gatorade gives them the shits. I know water is better. It's what I had at the time. I wasn't trying to be a shitty person, pun intended. Stop recording your good deeds to get attention. If you want to help someone, just help them. A lot of people are confused by this, so I want to clarify. There is a difference between using someone for personal gain and using social media in a positive way to truly make an impact. I'm talking about people who exploit others to grow their channel or get a ton of donations and then misuse the funds. It's especially problematic when a person can't or won't give consent or isn't given the option to consent. This includes many people who don't want to be in a video and then aren't given resources because of their refusal. Years ago, I was heading to my local supermarket when I saw a homeless man with a cute dog curled up next to him. Mindful that any money I gave him might be spent unwisely, I offered to get his dog some food. To my surprise, he responded, "Oh, for fuck's sake, can you not?" Astonished and about to have a meltdown, I saw him hold up a finger and pull out a bag from behind him. It was stuffed with tins of dog food, clearly from other well-meaning shoppers. Closing the bag, he sighed heavily and exclaimed, "For the love of God, can you just buy me a fucking tin opener?" I not only bought him a tin opener, but also a bowl for his dog. He then shared his story with me. He became homeless after getting addicted to drugs following the discovery of his mother's overdose when he was 15. To avoid foster care, he ran away and lived on the streets. After turning 18, he joined the military and served but developed PTSD. Traveling around with his dog was the only thing that brought him peace. I ended up letting him and his dog come home with me that night. When I woke up in the morning, they were gone, but he left 18 cans of dog food and a note that read, Please give this to other dogs in the area. I'm traveling light and I get plenty of dog food when I sit outside a market. Thank you for your kindness and understanding. For Thanksgiving, I saw a couple hand a turkey to a homeless guy who was panhandling. Sounds sweet, right? Except it was raw, defrosted meat, and he had two options. A. Stop panhandling for cash and get on a bus to go back home, or B. Let the meat go bad. I was homeless 22M, and a guy threw a pack of razor blades in my lap and said, "Do the world a favor." So I did. I used them to shave to help me find work. A month later, I was in a caravan with a job to go to. 6 months later, I had a car. Now I live in an apartment complex and have a full-time job. I've been clean and sober 15 years now and work for Microsoft. I am homeless. I never ask for handouts or use food banks, but from my experience over the past year, not every homeless person has easy access to showers, bathrooms, etc. Simple, small toiletries. Travel soap, travel toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, etc. can make a big difference. I am luckier than many. I work 7 days a week and pay my way. I stay in hotels several days a week and alternate with sleeping in my car on days when I don't make enough money or when my other bills, medication, cell phone, etc. are due. I have been a working homeless person for 1 year. I never thought this would be my life. I work 7 days a week, but with expenses so high, it is way more expensive being homeless than having a cheap apartment since you have nowhere to store cold foods, pantry items, etc. I have been trying to save the money I need to get an apartment, first, last, and security, since February 18th, 2024, and I am still $1,500 away. It took me 3 months to save $500. $1,500 is a drop in the bucket for so many people, but for people like me, that is a life-changing amount of money. If you decide to help a homeless person, remember that not every homeless individual is on drugs. I myself am nearly 10 years drug-free. A couple of dollars can mean a meal, medication, soap, toiletries, and for women, tampons, pads, things that allow us as homeless individuals to still have dignity. You've been listening to Spill the Tea, a Red podcast. We hope our real-life stories help inspire and inform people. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories and insights from real people. Hit the like button, share with your friends, and leave a comment below to let us know your thoughts. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.